Hi everyone! Well, a few weeks ago I showed you how to plant 3 easy veggies that you can grow when you can't get to the grocery store. And that is greens. Our arugula is looking really good here. Peas, we've already been harvesting off of those. And beans, those will be ready to harvest in about a month or so. Now, while it's good to grow these fast-growing vegetables so you can get food on your table as soon as possible, you also want to think long-term. What's going to produce for you for several months over the long haul. So today I'm going to show you how to plant 2 veggies that will be very productive over the summer months, and then a bonus at the end. So the 2 vegetables I'm talking about are cucumbers and squash. They're warm weather vegetables. They grow well in temperatures of 50 up to 85 or 90 degrees, and they produce a ton of vegetables over a long growing season. So you can plant them now, starting from seed indoors. You can also direct seed them into your garden after your last frost date. They're going to grow fast for you and grow you a lot of food. So let's get started. Cucumbers and squash are delicious vegetables to grow. There's nothing like a refreshing cucumber on a hot summer day. And the squash, if you've ever grown zucchini or crookneck squash, you know they grow like crazy. You can grill them. You have plenty to give to neighbors, and they're absolutely delicious. And the great thing is you can also grow them vertically on a trellis to save yourself some space. They grow well in containers, in garden beds. They're just an all-around power producer, great vegetables to grow. Now you want to time starting your seeds, if you're going to start seeds indoors, about 2 to 3 weeks before your last frost date. If you don't have a frost date, or if you've already passed that date, now is a great time to start them. Now I love to start seeds indoors in peat pellets. It's a super easy way to get going. Peat pellets start off like this, little compressed blocks of soil. You put them in water and they expand and look something like this. And you can go back and watch my How to Start Seeds Indoors video for all the details. I like to use the larger peat pellets for the cucumbers and squash because they grow so fast, and that way you can leave them in here for about 2 to 3 weeks. Now you can also start them in little cups with soil. If you don't have peat pellets, it's a super quick, simple, and very inexpensive way to start. But today we're going to start some in pellets. Let's start with the cucumbers. I absolutely love fresh cucumbers, and today we're going to plant some cucumbers from my brand new cucumber seed collection. There's 5 varieties in here, a couple new ones that I'm really excited to try. One of them is lemon cucumber. A lemon cucumber looks like a lemon. It's going to be so fun to see these bright yellow lemon-shaped cucumbers in the garden. So here I'll just pour a couple seeds into my hand, and when you're first planting in pellets, you first want to peel the netting apart at the top and kind of fluff the soil up. I like to use a pencil. It just keeps it really quick and simple. And you want to plant your seeds about twice the depth of the width of the seeds. You don't want to plant them too deep or they won't germinate. So I'm going to drop 2 seeds in each pellet. That way if one doesn't germinate, the other one will. And you have plenty of insurance that you're going to have some beautiful seedlings. So then I'll just take my pencil and I'm just going to push them down into the soil, cover them up just a little bit, and don't get too hooked on the exact planting depth. Just experiment and go for it. And of course I've got the name of the variety written on the label. I also wrote the date on the back so I can keep track of when I planted them. Just pop that in there, and we are good to go with our first cucumber. Now, the next variety I'm going to plant from the cucumber seed collection is the Boston pickling cucumber. I grew these last summer on a trellis right back here, and they produce like crazy all summer long. They're a great slicing cucumber, but also great for making pickles too. And you guys are going to absolutely love having a ton of cucumbers in your garden to feed your family and have plenty to share with neighbors and friends. So here I'm just poking a couple holes into the peat pellets. The seeds are going to go right into those holes. Then I'll just cover them up. Now for the real power producer of the summer garden, and that is squash. Now when you plant summer squash, and that's the tender, thin-skinned squash that grow fast and produce within about 60 days, you are going to have a ton of squash to harvest. So today we're going to plant some summer squash seeds. I'm going to plant some zucchini squash. some golden crookneck squash, so beautiful, yellow and delicious in the garden, and also some really pretty scalloped squash, which has a really beautiful scalloped edge and looks absolutely lovely on the grill and is tender and delicious. And these are all from my squash seed collection. Grow super fast, so let's get some planted. The first variety we're going to plant is the Black Beauty zucchini. It's your classic zucchini squash. If you've ever grown zucchini before, you know it grows like crazy. You can almost see it grow in your garden, and you'll have plenty to share with your neighbors and friends and to put on the grill, make zucchini bread. There's so many delicious things you can make from zucchini. Now you can see these seeds are quite a bit larger than the cucumber seeds. So I'm going to poke my hole just a little bit deeper here in my peat pellet. And you do want to time it so you get them into your peat pellets about 2 to 3 weeks before you plant them outdoors. They don't like to have their roots disturbed, so you need to get them planted out in the garden so they don't get root bound in these peat pellets and then their growth is stunted. So I stuck them down in the hole there. Just going to cover up the seeds, kind of pat it down, and I'm going to plant 4 pellets full of the zucchini. And really 1 or 2 zucchini plants is plenty for a family. So maybe you'll have some seedlings that you can share with someone else so they can plant zucchini in their garden too. The next variety of squash I'm going to plant from the squash seed collection is called the golden crookneck squash. It has a little hooked neck. It's a really beautiful golden yellow color, and it's so much fun to see the green zucchini and the yellow squash growing side by side in the garden, and it tastes so delicious and looks so beautiful on the grill. So we'll just drop the seeds in the pellets, the same planting depth as the zucchini. And summer squash loves to be planted in full sun. We are going to move these seeds indoors under grow lights. But if you don't have grow lights and it's in the 50s, 60s, and 70s where you live, you can even set these outside and let them grow outside during the day and then move them inside at night if your temperature drops below 50 degrees. So just keep it simple and work with what you have. The third variety of summer squash I'm going to plant today is the yellow scallop squash. Now I grew a white scallop squash last summer. It is one of the most beautiful squashes I have ever grown. It's a smaller variety of squash, but has beautiful scalloped edges and so tender. And I'm telling you guys, this squash is beautiful. You can slice it, it has beautiful scalloped edges and looks absolutely delicious and beautiful on the grill. One of our favorite ways to eat it. My squash seed collection also has 2 other varieties of winter squash, spaghetti squash and butternut squash. Those take longer to produce, around 4 months or so. So that's why I'm calling the summer squash the power producers, where you are going to get a lot of harvest in about 60 days. Now I showed you guys this trellis on my garden tour video last weekend, and I mentioned that I would really like to grow some watermelon up over it. And a lot of you said that would be a good idea. So we're also going to do our bonus fruit today. We're going to plant some watermelon from seed. Now I'm going to plant some compact watermelon called Sugar Baby that will grow beautifully up and over this trellis, and we'll have to support the watermelon with little slings, but we'll show you how to do that as we go through the growing season. So let's get some watermelon seeds planted too. We're going to be planting seeds today from my brand new melon seed collection. There's 5 varieties in here, 3 types of watermelon and 2 types of cantaloupe. So the 2 types we're going to plant today are more compact varieties called Sugar Baby, which is a watermelon, and a Honeyrock melon, which is a cantaloupe. So first off, Sugar Baby watermelon. What can I say? It is so delicious. A smaller variety of melon, about 8 to 10 pounds. It grows beautifully in a container, beautifully in a trellis. It's so delicious. You can eat 1 melon in a sitting, at least I can anyway. Nothing says summer more than watermelon. So juicy and refreshing on a hot summer day. We're going to poke seeds right into the peat pellets here. Just drop them into those little holes. And we are going to plant ourselves some beautiful watermelon plants and hopefully have a couple to share with the neighbors as well. Now I also have a couple large variety watermelons in my melon seed collection, Charleston Gray and Jubilee, but I'm going to save those plantings for another time. Right now I'm going to plant some Honeyrock cantaloupe seeds. If you've ever grown cantaloupe, you know that it's super, super productive. You can grow a lot of fruit with cantaloupe. It's very fast growing, and Honeyrock is a lovely, delicious, sweet variety. So we'll just drop the seeds in here and we are good to go. This is so easy and so simple to plant some real power producing fruits and vegetables in your garden so that you have food to eat over the summertime, over the long haul, because I think we're all in this for the long haul, right? Now what I'm going to do to get my seedlings off to a really fast start is I'm going to take them inside and put them under grow lights. You can also use a sunny window if you don't have grow lights, but grow lights are so easy to get set up. Don't be intimidated. I'll put a link to a video so you know exactly what to do. So I'll be planting them outside in the garden in about 3 to 4 weeks and harvesting them in about 60 days. So make sure you follow along and subscribe because you don't want to miss a single video. For more details on growing cucumbers and squash, pick up a copy of my book, Organic Gardening for Everyone. There's more information in Chapter 7 on how to grow these amazing power producers. And grab one of these seed collections over on my website, CallieKimGardenandHome.com. Get some seeds started. You're going to be so glad in a couple of months that you've got plenty of food growing over the long summer months. Comment below, let me know what seeds you're starting in your garden. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next video.